long time ago, I watched a video about this woman that talked about her book triggers. So what she didn't like people having standing in their shelves. And I thought, well, I want to make that video as well. So I started this thought process. I can't remember the name of the creator that I saw, unfortunately, because this is quite a while ago since I saw that video. But anyway, video is about me talking about the books I'm triggered by. Let's kick this off with the first segment, and that's classics. If you only have classics standing in your shelf, I will judge you, because what kind of person only reads classic novels? Well, I would say 12-year-old me, because when I was that age, I thought I should start with the classics and the bad ones, I guess. And that didn't work out at all. But if you're a grown person that only read classics, I'm going to think that you're a person that doesn't belong in this century, I guess. Not that it's anything wrong with it, but just why? Often the stories are slow, they're like character driven, many of them. Yeah, they talk about themes that come up time and time again. I can't relate, at least. So if you only have classics in your shelf, I'm going to judge you. And if you only have classics, but also have all the books by Michel Proust, probably butchering that name, then it's worse, because then it's not only that you have classics, but it's also a form of intellectualism combined with the classic thing I really struggle with understanding, I guess. And again, I do like some classics, but the plot-driven ones mostly, and the ones that are relatable in the sense of excitement, not in the sense that you can feel the sorrow of losing a child or dying or something like that. I think the next thing that triggers me is Karl Ove Knausgård. So if you've read Karl Ove Knausgård, my struggle series, I will think that you are quite an intellectual person. That, first of all, you've heard of Karl Ove Knausgård, which means that you hang around on specific places on the internet or in newspapers. You like books nearly too much, I would say, because Karl Ove writes about himself. He has written thousands of pages about himself and his life. And if you get any kind of pleasure out of it, then there must be something wrong. And I did get pleasure out of reading some of his books, but I still judge myself to this day that I read all of his My Struggle books. And I can't explain why, and that's why I'm probably judging you. Also, on a similar spectrum of Karl Ove Knausgård, I am putting W.G. Sebald. So this author is like peak intellectual booktube person book, I would say. I've read this, didn't find that much enjoyment in it, because it's on a higher level that I don't really understand. And if you're the kind of person that when trying to describe books you like, you start off with Sebald, then I will struggle to understand you as a person. I don't know if this is like a direct correlation, but if you're the kind of person that has a lot of philosophy books in your shelf, I will almost think of you more as a person that has books for having books rather than you're a reader. Because if you like reading books about philosophy, then it's something else. It's not a reader kind of thing. It's more of like it's more existential, if that's the right word. I don't know. Why do you have philosophy books in your shelves? That's all I'm asking. Then for you that's on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have Paulo Coelho. If you have this garbage in your shelf, I am going to judge you hard. Dreams are made to be followed. Life is meant to be lived. Some books are meant to be read, loved and passed on. The Alchemist is one of those books. So if you're the live, laugh, love person that has this standing in your shelf, then I will judge you. Same goes with crime fiction. And obviously I've read quite a bit of crime fiction after all this time, and I do enjoy it, but if crime fiction is the only thing you read, I don't know if I will judge you. I think on many places on this BookTube platform or YouTube, same. I think a lot of people have bad thoughts about you as a human if you only read crime fiction. I don't know if that is what's bothering me. It's more that the stories are so similar, and maybe I just envy that you know what you like, and you can just eat cake all of the time without feeling like there's something missing in your life. Your life is fulfilled with the crime fiction that you read, even though it's the same people, it's the same murder, and it's the same like crime fiction storyline all of the time. And I do sometimes want that, but if you want that all the time and you get that all the time and you're still a happy person, then I'm just jealous, I guess. That's probably what I'm trying to say. Also, I will judge you if you have Murakami in your shelf. So Murakami is probably my favorite author, as many of you know, but there is still something. When I read Murakami, I put myself in this category of white men that loves Japan, which is a stereotype that I'm not happy with, but I'm also not going to argue with that logic. There is something to it, and I do love Murakami, but if you are like me, I'm going to judge you because I know myself and I'm not always pleased with what I see and hear. So I guess that is what I'm trying to say. I thought I'd not speak about self-help books today because if you're the kind of person that has a lot of self-help books in your shelf, it's obvious that you need some sort of help, and I'm not going to drag you further down. So let's leave that one. But also, if you do not have any kind of children's literature in your shelves, I'm also going to judge you. Each time I get a comment on this channel about why do you read children's novels? Are you a child? And all of that, I am almost infuriated. Hadn't it been for that, I feel sorry for the people that don't read children's novels because they're great. And also, since I've already talked about my lust for plot-driven books, you get that I love children's literature. It's not that much character development compared to the plottiness of them, so there's that. I guess these were the main points of this video. I hope you found them useful, or please argue with me in comments if you don't agree with me. And thank you for watching yet again. Bye!